Have you ever had the feeling that the day starts before you even wake up? Your mind is already on, decisions are already knocking at the door, and your body hasn't even left the bed. You run, solve problems, answer messages, put out fires, but deep down you feel like you're not getting anywhere. It's an exhaustion that's not physical, it's mental, emotional, spiritual. The world taught you that you need to be strong, decide everything, sustain everything alone. But deep in your heart, there's a silent desire for true rest. Not just sleeping your body, but silencing your soul. Today, Psalm 23 stops being just a beautiful, well-known text. It transforms into clear direction for those who are exhausted and confused. Stay until the end, because this prayer can take a real weight off your shoulders. And the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalm 23:1. When David begins by saying the Lord is his shepherd, he's making a declaration of position. He's not talking about religion, but about relationship and dependence. Sheep don't decide routes, don't plan the future, and don't carry loads. They follow, trust, and rest. If the Lord is your shepherd, then you're not the manager of the universe. This changes everything inside you. Because exhaustion is born when you try to control what you weren't created to control. The soul gets tired when it takes on responsibilities that aren't yours. God never asked you to sustain the world. He only asked you to trust Him. Notice how the phrase doesn't say, "The Lord will be my shepherd when everything gets better." It says, He is. Now. Today. In this confusing moment of your life. Even when you don't feel it, He continues guiding. Even when you don't understand, He continues caring. The lack you feel isn't of resources, it's of spiritual rest. It's the absence of someone in control. When you try to be your own shepherd, the weight becomes unbearable. But when you surrender control, something begins to align. Peace doesn't come from the answer, it comes from trust. And this trust begins with a simple decision. Maybe today you're carrying decisions you shouldn't be carrying alone. Decisions about money, family, future, health, relationships. You pray, but you keep holding on to control. You ask for help, but you don't release the load. God doesn't compete with you for the government of your life. Either He leads, or you insist on leading. While you hold the weight, the soul doesn't rest. While you try to predict everything, the heart races. But when you surrender, the burden shifts, and rest begins where surrender is real. If you're carrying a weight that's not yours, type in the comments right now, "I surrender the weight." I shall not want doesn't mean absence of problems. It means absence of abandonment. You may be in the middle of the storm, but you're not alone. You may not have all the answers, but you have an attentive shepherd. To lack is not about money, it's about care. It's about direction, protection, and daily provision. When God is your shepherd, you never walk without coverage. Even in silence, He's acting. Even when you don't see, He's already gone ahead. This changes how you face the day. Now I ask you, with love and truth, what's the weight you're carrying that shouldn't be yours? What responsibility has stolen your sleep? What fear have you assumed as a personal obligation? This weight wasn't made for your shoulders. It was made for the shepherd. Surrender is not giving up. It's mature trust. It's saying, "God, I can't, but I trust." And in that place, the soul begins to breathe. Because rest is born from surrender. When you surrender, something changes. The body is still here, but the soul breathes. And God does what you didn't expect. He stops you, because rest is also a divine command. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. Psalm 23:2-3a. Notice the force of this phrase. He makes me lie down. It's not an invitation, it's a leading. Sometimes God needs to stop us because we don't know how to stop ourselves. The tired soul always says, just one more effort, but the body charges and the spirit screams. The shepherd sees beyond your agenda. He knows when you're operating at your limit. Green pastures aren't just provision, they're pause. They're places where you stop fighting and learn again to trust. Anxiety is born when you believe everything depends on you. It grows when you think that if you stop, everything will fall apart. But the psalm reveals a profound secret. The shepherd watches while the sheep rests. You don't need to be awake for God to work. You don't need to control for Him to care. Sleeping is also an act of faith. Resting is declaring, God, you remain in control. The green pasture is the place where the soul realigns, where the heart slows down and trusts again. If you need true rest, comment, Lord, refresh my soul. Let me tell you a real story. I met a woman named Anna, mother of 3 children, who worked 2 shifts to support her family alone. She woke up at 5 a.m. and only stopped at 11 p.m. One day, in the middle of the rush, she fainted at work. The doctor said, "Your body is exhausted, but we didn't find anything physically wrong. You need to stop." But Anna didn't know how to stop until, in prayer, she heard a clear inner voice. "I didn't call you to run until you fall. I called you to trust while you rest." She started sleeping 15 minutes earlier, turning off her phone at 10 p.m., stopping answering messages in the early morning. And you know what happened? The bills continued to be paid. The children continued to be cared for. But she stopped living on the edge of collapse. Because God doesn't need you to exhaust yourself for Him to act. He needs you to trust while you rest. Maybe God has been trying to stop you for some time. Through tiredness, delays, closed doors. But you insist on running. You insist on solving everything now. Rest is not a waste of time, it's divine strategy. It's there that strength is renewed. It's there that vision is adjusted. It's there that the mind finds clarity. When you stop, God begins to align. And what seemed confusing begins to make sense. Lying down is not giving up, it's obeying. It's recognizing your limits without guilt. God never called you to live exhausted. He called you to live guided. Rest doesn't come after everything is resolved. It comes before, so that everything can be resolved. While you rest, God works. While you trust, He organizes. While you sleep, He watches. This changes your relationship with time. But what about when rest doesn't come? And when the path goes through pain? That's when many think something went wrong. But David reveals a third secret. The valley is not the destination. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Psalm 23:4. David doesn't say, "If I enter." He says, "Even though I walk." The valley is part of the path, not the dwelling. Every shepherd leads his sheep through valleys, because it's in the valley that there's water, growth, and passage. The problem is not the valley. The problem is thinking it's the end. Fear is born when you believe this is permanent. But God never builds a dwelling in valleys. They're corridors, not destinations, and you're just passing through. The valley may have a name today: debt, illness, loneliness, emotional confusion. But it doesn't define who you are. It doesn't cancel the promise. It doesn't cancel the shepherd's care. The shadow only exists because there's light, and the shadow has no power of its own. It only indicates that something greater is present. Even there, God doesn't abandon you. He walks with you. If you're going through a valley right now, type, "You are with me." It's in the valley that faith matures. It's in the valley that trust stops being theory. It's there that you learn to hear the shepherd's voice, without distractions, without excesses. Fear loses strength when you understand the presence. You don't trust because the valley ended. You trust because God is there. Presence changes the experience. The valley doesn't disappear, but the fear does, because you're not alone. Notice something powerful in this verse. David changes the way he speaks. Before he said, "He makes me, he guides me." But in the valley, he says, "You are with me." Pain transforms speech into prayer. Suffering brings closer. The valley removes formality and generates intimacy. You stop talking about God and start talking with God. Maybe today God doesn't want to explain the valley to you. He wants to accompany you in it. He doesn't promise absence of shadow. He promises constant presence. The rod and staff are not punishment. They're protection and direction. You may not understand the path, but you can trust the one who guides you. And this changes everything inside you, because presence conquers fear. And it's exactly at this point that something profound happens. When you stop analyzing and start relating, when faith stops being information and becomes living intimacy. Now, let's enter this moment together. Close your eyes for 10 seconds now. Breathe deeply and say, in a low voice or in your heart, "You are with me." Don't explain. Don't ask. Just remain in this phrase. Feel the difference. Breathe. Don't rush. Just feel. Lord, today I resign from the position of manager of the universe. I declare with faith, the Lord is my shepherd. I release the need to control everything. You make me lie down in green pastures. You lead me beside quiet waters. Even in this valley of debts, illnesses, loneliness, or fear, I will fear no evil. Not because I'm strong, but because you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies, anxiety and fear, and you make me sit in peace while they watch. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Restore my tired soul. You guide me in paths of righteousness for your name's sake, and teach me to rest in you. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. If you felt the rest coming, comment, "I shall not want." Send this video to someone who is exhausted. Sometimes, all a soul needs is to remember, it doesn't walk alone. And if you want more prayers like this, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, because every week there's a new psalm to restore your soul